Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. Court's back in session with the arraignment docket. First case that we have on the arraignment docket is cause number M331912. I'll repeat that, cause number M331912. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Anthony D. Goodo. Mr. Goodo, would you please come forward? Mr. Goodo, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Goodo, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Goodo, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Goodo?
Pretty good, Ian.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Goodo. I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to
Yeah.
have your case reset to hire your own attorney? Now, before you sign and initial this document, did you read the document?
Yeah.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Goodo, you're gonna stand on the X in front of our court coordinator who's on the far end. She's gonna reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Next case is cause number M333686. Case is style of state of Texas versus Victoria Laura Smith. Ms. Smith, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Smith, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. Smith, you may put your hand down. Ms. Smith, how are you doing? You doing all right? Ms. Smith, is your full name Victoria Laura Smith? Ms. Smith, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to have your case reset so that you can hire your own attorney? Now, before you sign and initial this document, did you read the document? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Ms. Smith, you're gonna have a seat on the chair by the wall, the black and yellow tape on it. And when he finished at the window, you're gonna stand on the X before our court coordinator. And once you finish, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Goodo. Okay. Next case is cause number M332496, case of South State of Texas versus Cristobal Santo Vicente Lucas. Let me get it to you. It's the first document we're going to show him. Okay. The court has been informed that Mr. Lucas, I guess he speaks some English, but he speaks Spanish. Is that correct?
Correct.
And we have Ms. Jennifer Araji, who is going to interpret for us. Ms. Araji, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Araji, do you swear or affirm to interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ask Mr. Lucas if he could raise his right hand. Mr. Lucas, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. You may put your hand down. Ask Mr. Lucas, how is he doing?
Yeah. Good.
Good? That's good. Now, Mr. Lucas, you have before you a document that is titled Judge's Explanation to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize that document?
Yes.
Okay. At the bottom of that document, there's a signature on the line that's titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Also on that document, there's a set of initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney. Are those your initials?
Esos son sus iniciales. Necesito que quieres aplicar para la matrícula. Yes.
Before you sign and initial that document, well, go to the next document.
Okay.
The next document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize that document?
¿Lo puedes dar esa lápiz? ¿Lo puedes hacer? Sí. Yes.
On page 2 of that same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
¿Esa es tu firma completa? Sí. Yes.
Now, before you sign and initial both of those documents, did Ms. Araji go over those documents with you in Spanish?
Antes de que iniciemos el documento, sí te explico todo en español. Sí. Yes.
And did you understand everything that Ms. Araji went over?
Sí, entendí todo. Sí. Antes de firmar. Yes.
And is everything in those documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Y todo que firmaste en ese documento se debe de dar. Yes.
Okay. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney, and the attorney that will be appointed to represent you is Attorney Charles Rojas.
Dice que depende de todo esto, si cualificabas para el abogado. Y te va a apuntar el abogado con Charles Rojas y el también, ¿ok?
And
Thank you.
you're welcome. And Mr. Rojas is going to be given information on how to contact you, and you will be given information on how to contact him.
Que le van a dar la información.
Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once you get the information from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Okay, nomás espera ahí en la silla
Okay.
hasta que se termine.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Roger.
Yes, sir. You need to stack or give me.
It's gonna go to her. Aaron Britt. This is cause number M333924. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Aaron Britt. Ms. Britt, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Britt, do you swear, affirm, and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Ms. Britt, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Britt?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. Ms. Britt, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes,
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line that's titled, I want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes,
On the second page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Britt, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Britt, based on your answers in these documents, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Mark Faggart. Attorney Faggart will be given information on how to contact you. You will also be given information on how to contact him, and that information will be given to you by our court coordinator. So we're gonna need you to have a seat by the first chair on the wall, and when she's ready for you, she's gonna ask you to come up to the window. And once you finish at the window, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Next two cases are cause numbers M 333-446 and cause number M 333-824. Both cases are style the state of Texas versus Markeelan, the Wallace Elam. Mr. Elam, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Elam, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elam, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Elam?
Thank you.
I'm doing fine. We do this here. Give me some bond conditions. No. Did I swear you in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need to give you some bond conditions. No, have a seat. I'm gonna call you back up. Goes back in session in two cases, cause number M333446 and cause number M333824. Mr. Elam, case is style Markeelan DeWallace Elam, is that your full name? Okay, Mr. Elam, just raise your right hand again. We'll swear you in again. Mr. Elam, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elam, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Elam? Mr. Elam, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Or these your initials on the line that state you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney? I also have a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, thank you. Page 2 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defender Signature. Is this your signature? Now, Mr. Elam, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Hey, Mr. Elam, I've read your answers in these documents.
Yeah.
Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. The attorney that will be appointed to represent you in these cases is Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove will be given information on how to contact you, and you will also be given information on how to contact him. That information will be given to you by our court coordinator. Now, before you go to the court coordinator's window, there's a document that you have before you that is titled Standard Bond Conditions. You see that document? And the standard bond conditions in County Code at Law number 2. And I will go over this document with you. And it reads, following the return of a criminal information in County Code at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds are executed for release of any defendant named herein or ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state or any other state. Do you understand that condition? Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court, and the court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body, and that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition? And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, condition number 4 does not apply to you because that only applies in a driving while intoxicated case. In your case, it's not a driving while intoxicated case. However, condition number 5 does apply to you. Now, you have two cases of unlawfully carrying a weapon. And condition number 5 states that the defendant, that's you, is prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition unless defendant is a peace officer as defined by Section 107 of the Penal Code, actively engaged in employment as a sworn, full-time paid employee of a state agency or political subdivision. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you'll be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you're going to stand in front of the window in front of our court coordinator. She's going to reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go. And as I mentioned to you earlier, Attorney David Rowe has been appointed to represent you in your case. All right. Stand on the 4X.
Yeah.
Next case is cause number M334034. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Hunter G. Parker. Mr. Parker, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Parker, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Mr. Parker, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Parker?
Very thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Parker, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir, I do.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir, I do.
I also have a document that's titled Judge's Explanation, that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
On page 2 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, Mr. Parker, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir, I
Did
do.
you understand what you read?
Yes, sir, to the best of my knowledge.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, it's not.
And Mr. Parker, I've read your answers in this, on these documents. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of court-appointed attorney, and the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Benjamin Jeffries. Attorney Jeffries is going to be given information on how to contact you. And you will also be given information on how to contact Attorney Jeffries. Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once you get the information from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Please have a seat. The third seat with the black and yellow tag on it. Next case is cause number M333828. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Corleone Solomon. Mr. Solomon, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Solomon, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Mr. Solomon, you may put your hand down. Your full name is Corleone Solomon. How are you doing, Mr. Solomon? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Solomon. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Are these your initials on the line stating you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself?
yes.
I also have a document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purpose of entering a guilty plea or proceeding a trial. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature online that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Solomon, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the document? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Solomon, I read your answers. Based on your answers, you'll have an opportunity to talk to one of the prosecutors about your case. Just have a seat and just have a seat where you're sitting, and one of the prosecutors will talk to you. Jermaine Beverly. This is cause number M333180, case of style of state of Texas versus Jermaine Paul Beverly. Mr. Beverly, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Beverly, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Beverly, you may put your hand down. Mr. Beverly, your full name is Jermaine Paul Beverly.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Beverly? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Beverly. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Sure.
And are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to waive your right to attorney to represent yourself? I also have a document here that's titled Waiver of Counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Beverly, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Beverly, you can go back and take a seat. We'll have someone from the district attorney's office talk to you in a few minutes. Next case is cause number M333674, case of style of state of Texas versus William O'Neill Walker. Mr. Walker, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Walker, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walker, you may put your hand down. Mr. Walker, your full name is William O'Neill Walker.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Walker?
I'm good.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Walker. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Correct.
I also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this
Yes,
document?
sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Correct.
Now, Mr. Walker, before you signed and initialed all of these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walker, I've read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. The attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Jack Lawrence. Attorney Lawrence will be given information on how to contact you. We will also be given information on how to contact him. Our court coordinator will give you that information. Once you get the information from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. Just please go and have a seat, and she'll call your name.
Yes, sir.
The court will be in recess